It's one of my dreams to have this company be a public company, and there's a reason for it, and the reason is I want to share the company with the people who build it. I'll never forget getting stock in Rexall Sundown. I'll never forget it. It made me a lot of money. Every corporate conference I would earn a little more stock, and I'd always tuck it away, never sold it. Never sold it until they sold the whole company and had to sell it. But here's the deal, folks. That day is going to happen for us. We're going to do it at our own time of choosing. We've got to do it at the right time for the market. But sometime in the next 3 or 4 years it'll happen. Now there's a company that I follow quite closely. That company is a network marketing company, a direct selling company. Had you invested money with that company when they went public about 8 years ago, you would have 25 times your money. And I've watched what they do, and we're better. We're better at the business, we've got a stronger product, and we are going to turn a better result than that. So he's with us, right? So you got to believe in the company. Number 3, you've got to believe in the product. If you don't believe in the product, you'll never be able to sell it. And I know this for myself. You know, I'm a great salesperson if I believe in what I'm selling. I am frankly unstoppable. But if I don't believe in it, you know what? It's hard to get out of bed. There's no way. If I don't believe in what I'm selling, I just cannot do it. But if I believe in it, I can do it. And hopefully we've given you that are new here with us the reason to believe in Bioslife. It is the most remarkable product in this channel. There is nothing like it. There is no company in our industry that spends 1/100th of what we spend on clinical data. 1/100th of it. There are companies that are 5, 6, 7 times our size, and they don't spend 1/100th of what we spend on clinical data. We spend hundreds of, we've got clinicals going on right now that we have hundreds of thousands of dollars we've spent on. In one clinical, we're spending $300,000 on one clinical alone. We are committed to proving to the world that Bioslife is different than the $25 a liter juices that are being sold out there and people are being told they cure everything from AIDS to arthritis. The fact of the matter is we back up what we say with clinical veracity and data. And we're now focusing more and more on blood sugar stabilization and the clinical data that can back that up. And I just spent time on Thursday afternoon with one of the top microbiologists in the world, because I think that we can actually show clinical data on something else with our product, and so does he. Now we have to get the clinicals done, and we anticipate that we'll be getting work on that happening in the months ahead, and you'll hear probably more about it towards the fall time. But that'll be the third thing that Bioslife clinically documents its effectiveness on. The fourth thing, and the most important thing you've got to believe in, is yourself. And I'm here to tell you, if you can't believe in yourself, it's got to be a tough life for you. You were destined to succeed. Believe it or not, I don't care what you've gone through in your life, you were destined to succeed. You were put here to win. I believe that in my bones. You were put here to win. You've got to pay the price. You've got to hunker down sometimes. Sometimes you just got to flat keep crawling. Some of you know my experience in the mountains where we got kind of stranded and had to spend 3 days crawling through the snow. You know, there were a lot of times I felt like just laying down, but I knew if I did, I'd die. In fact, on the second night, on the morning after the second night, the guy that I was with said, let's just stay in this. We'd built a snow cave. He says, let's just stay here. I says, we got to get out of here or we're going to die. I didn't say it quite like that. It was more a chattering of my mouth, because by that time we couldn't even control our limbs. We were just shivering uncontrollably. And I said, we have got to move. He says, you don't even know where we are. I said, I don't know where we are, but we have got to move. I know we've got to move. Because if you don't move, you won't be where you need to be for success to find you. You see, if you're staying in the cave, success is out looking for you, saying, I'm looking for Marilyn. Where's Marilyn? Marilyn's in the cave. The helicopter pilots were flying over to some other place where we weren't. But because we kept crawling, we actually crawled underneath their path and they saw us. You got to be where you need to be, but you're not going to be there if you're not moving. You got to believe in yourself. And now, let me tell you, we have all this. I hope I don't offend anybody here, but I have a real problem with self-esteem study groups and self-esteem classes. My kids come home from school sometimes and the teachers have got them going to... I said, you know what, you don't need that garbage. Just go do your math and you'll have self-esteem. You want self-esteem, son? Do something hard. We have a big plaque in our kitchen that's right above where where we gather to eat our meals. And the plaque says, we can do hard things. And every time one of my kids say, I don't want to do that, Dad, it's hard. I go, look at the plaque. We can do hard things. When you do hard things, you gain self-esteem. I'm looking here at Barb Schumann. She's nodding her head up and down because Barb knows this, because there's a physical metaphor for everything in our life. And how does Barb feel after she works out? Do you always get excited to go work out? Is there ever a time in the morning you wake up and say, I don't want to do it today? But you do it, and afterwards you always say, I'm glad I did it. You analyze your life and look at those things that say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And then after you do it, say, I'm glad I did that, I'm glad I did that. Whenever you find something like that, do it over and over and over again. Because what's happening when you do that is that you're overcoming that part of you that wants to degenerate, that wants to fall apart. And once you gain that strength of character that says, I am going to do what I know I ought to do, at that moment, you begin to believe in yourself deeply. Once you gain that belief in yourself, you can do anything. It doesn't mean you don't get afraid when you're confronted with a new challenge or a new situation, but you have that history that says, you know what? I've been here before, and you know what? I can win at this too. Well, our time is up. Time to run for the plane. I've got 6 people to contact tonight before Salt Lake City. I wish I hadn't opened my mouth, but I did. So I'm going to do it. And I'll get them done, and I'll report back to you if you want to give me a call. Thanks for being here today. You're a wonderful group of people. I look forward to your success. And I'll tell you right now, this is yours to win. Let's make it happen.